We're so happy to have you join us today, and to all those who've left us such great comments and subscribed. Thank you so much. We can't tell you how much it means to us. Today we're visiting an award-winning Vegas pizza place, rumored to rival the world-class brick oven, thin crust style pizzas of New York and New Haven. Come on, let's check it out. Welcome to Let's Eat Vegas, a guide to Las Vegas restaurants, buffets, and other eating establishments, showing you the good, the bad, and the delicious. Vegas is quickly becoming the food capital of the country. With over 5,000 restaurants, you can find nearly every style of food imaginable, and we have some of the best restaurants anywhere. Today, I'm going to show you what I think is the best pizza place in Vegas. I consider myself a pizza snob as I grew up along the Connecticut shoreline and spent most of my life in the Northeast Corridor, where I believe the best pizzas are made. We found an excellent pizza, as good as you'll find in the West, and I'm excited to share it with you today. In addition to pizza, they have a number of appetizers and desserts. We began the meal with the garlic knots appetizer. Oh my, pillowy soft, crunchy goodness, topped with lots of fresh roasted garlic and the liquid gold it produces during the roasting process. I could eat 100 of these. I liken them to a perfect savory garlic donut. The knots came with a red sauce. It tasted bland, unseasoned, and more like a raw tomato sauce. I didn't think it paired well with the knots. But fortunately, the knots didn't need it. They stood on their own. For our second dish, we had the fried ravioli. It was very good. I enjoyed it, and it reminded me of the type you get in St. Louis, Missouri, where the dish was originally created. The ravioli was nice and cheesy on the inside and crispy on the outside. If they had an all-you-could-eat deal on them, I could put them out of business. So we loved the ravioli, but again, the red sauce, which works really well on pizza, doesn't translate well as a dipping sauce. All right, now off to the pizza. First, we had a slice of the Margherita Pizza. It was one of my favorites. The crust is very good here. The undercarriage is almost burnt with a slight char. It's flexible, but holds its shape without being too rigid or cracker-like. I love the little beads of semolina flour on the bottom, which add to the textural diversity of the pie. Margherita, when it's good, is so simple yet complex. Here, the simple sauce of pureed San Marzano tomatoes works with the fresh mozzarella and basil. Wow, so good. Grandma's mushroom slice was very so-so. It's a white pizza, so no red sauce here, just mozzarella and thinly sliced mushrooms. Good, but not my favorite. The best mushroom pizzas I've had use seasoned and prepared mushrooms. Here, it seemed like simply cut mushrooms placed on top, and they didn't do much for the flavor of the pizza. But the crust was good. Our next slice was of the Sicilian pepperoni, which oddly was one of my favorites. This is strange since I spent so much of my adult life on the Connecticut shoreline and prefer the Peppy or Sally's thin crust style pizza. While partly Sicilian, I've always found this style of pizza to be too bready, but they did a good job with it. The crust was thick and buttery, a very nice crunch on the outside, and very soft on the inside, like a great focaccia bread. This pizza had it all, just like Bogey and McCall. The sauce was perfect, and the pepperoni gave this such a great flavor that I wouldn't mind eating a whole one myself. On this day, they had a special Hawaii pizza, and it was, to my surprise, really wonderful. The flavor of the pineapple and the ham worked in a subtle way. I always think of pizza lovers turning their noses up to this odd combination, and I thought as a pizza aficionado that I'd do the same. But I liked it, I really liked it. The jalapeno addition gave it a nice spicy kick, and it was, as they say today, swicy. Now, introducing the star of the show, the New York pepperoni pizza. This is the closest to what real pizza lovers from the Northeast Corridor long for. This is so hard to find outside of New York and New England. Nothing will ever match those amazing, ultra-thin, coal-fired brick oven Sally's pizzas. But this will tide you over until you have time to hop on a plane to Tweed Airport in New Haven, Uber over to Wooster Street, and wait in a line that begins hours before opening time. Again, the crusted good pie is good, but lacks the complexity and depth of a coal-fired brick oven pizza. Still, when the urge arises and you don't have time to head to New Haven, the pizza here at Good Pie will tide you over. And if you like a bit of extra char, just ask, they'll gladly oblige. We decided to have some desserts since two of them are made in-house. The first was the cannoli. The shells are homemade and definitely worth trying. Good job, Good Pie. Very crispy and perfect texture. The filling was great, seasoned ricotta cheese with chocolate on one end and ground pistachios on the other. I really enjoyed these. The second dessert item we had was the fried dough. When I was a child, this was a Sunday evening treat. The dough would rise all day, then, when fried in olive oil, the dough would become these puffy, moist pillows with a slightly doughy center and a golden brown exterior. Finally, when removed from the pan, they would still have a bit of oil on them, which would allow sprinkled granulated sugar to stick to the dough. They were to die for, and the highlight of the week. Here, it was far from this. The fried dough were empty pockets of crispy dough topped with powdered sugar and drizzled with Nutella. Sadly, I was greatly disappointed. When I come here again, I'll be ordering the standout dishes: garlic knots, fried ravioli, a slice of Sicilian pizza, and a whole New York pie with cheese and pepperoni. I'd also tell them to withhold the oregano they sprinkle on top. They also give you honey to put on your pizza, but in my personal opinion, it belongs on pizza as much as rutabagas and kumquats. As I said before, we have some of the best restaurants anywhere. There's a lot of competition in the Vegas pizza business. There's always a battle to be named the best. From someone who pines for thin crust, coal-fired brick oven pie, and having tried all the competitors, I feel Good Pie's thin crust pizza, day in and day out, takes the prize. As a former restaurant owner and manager, one observation I would add about Good Pie is this: the vibe at their original location, which was next to the Pawn Stars shop, was friendly and all about the craft of creating something special. One had the feeling they were in an artisan's workshop, getting to watch the master at work. At the new location, though, there isn't quite that same sense of artistry on display. It seems more a fun, trendy, hipster hangout, which also happens to have wonderful pizza. All that said, I'll still go there when I'm looking to scratch the world-class New York, New Haven pizza itch. One additional point: when we went to Good Pie to shoot this video, we thought the star would be the pizza. However, the one item which has fired my imagination and which has stirred the strongest cravings to return is the garlic knots. They were incredibly good, and I've been thinking about them since we left. Do yourself a favor and order these when you go. You won't be disappointed. I know we're all guilty of watching videos on YouTube and not subscribing. As a reminder, it's free to subscribe, and it really helps us bring you more videos. So please like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the notifications bell. It means a lot to us. Until we eat again, bon appetit.